Hello and welcome to another wonderful evening of Super Metroid Impossible with your host, Tyson Bailey. So let's see here. I guess the first thing to think about is, I think we want to... So, gotta remember this thing. Anyways, we're gonna go do the maze room pretty quick. I just wanted to see that I could get this. And I was able to. Jam. Okay. Let's go find our save state. 6, okay, we gotta go to 9. 9. There we go. Alright, so this is where we gotta be, roughly, I'm gonna go with. And I'm gonna just see if I can get the feeling. Nope. I'm actually really impressed with last night how that went. I did not expect it to go as well as it did. So I'm trying to do as much of this as I can without a metronome. See if we can actually do it without one, because maybe that'll help us. We carved some pumpkins tonight, so that was fun. Yeah, I was watching some of the, No, was I watching that? No, I think I was watching, I think there was like a randomized seed tournament that I watched that I guess is like a year old or something like that, and that was kind of fun. I also did see like a Let's Play series on this by somebody, but there's just a ridiculous amount of swearing, so I would not enjoy watching that with my kids in the room. So hopefully you guys don't hear me swear at all. I try really hard not to. I also just don't naturally swear a whole lot, so there's that. Plus it also definitely I would say shortcutted a lot of stuff. And I mean, I'm not expecting everybody wants to really sit and watch this, but I'm doing this partly for my own kind of, maybe edification is the right word, I don't really know. I want to see how long it takes me to get good enough to do some of these things, and I'd love to be able to kind of keep this going to the point where, how long would it take for me to be able to like actually run this all the way through without dying, which seems like a very, very crazy idea, but obviously it's not impossible given that there are people who have done it. Very slowly getting the hang of this. I will admit that I would like to have the metronome running. That's not terrible. We're making some progress here. I'm actually thinking about maybe playing a little bit of Super Metroid Prime after tonight's run, but we'll see. Yeah, see, they say that there's all this time between when the your bomb explodes, or like when it's kind of at the flashing point that we care about, and then when it actually explodes, that you can do your bomb jump. But to me, that is a ridiculously short amount of time, so I don't see how I will ever get good at that unless I just get the feel for it. And I will say that there was some time where when I was playing with the metronome, that it felt like I was kind of getting close to that. Watching my jump timer there, or my shot timer, definitely needs some better consistency. So I think I was actually hitting like mid 30s there with a lot of that, and when we're using the metronome, we're definitely between the 25 to 30 mark, and those are our kind of key times. Oh man, we had 124 I saw. Had we been able to just time that a little bit better, I think we might have been able to hit it. I made buttermilk tonight, or buttermilk pie, not buttermilk. It was good, but holy buckets. I think I'm already starting to get heartburn, which is not an ideal scenario. Oh man. It's just getting that feeling for it, right? It's just... We'll get there eventually. It might take us forever, but... we got to the top. And that was... I actually wasn't even looking at the jump thing. I just got this feel of like kind of a three hits in a row feel, and I was able to just kind of keep repeatedly doing that consistently. So one, two, three, one, two. Yeah, it's kind of almost this like 1, 2, 3 thing. Oh, by the way, if you're listening, and if this sounds much better with the pop mic versus whatever other approach there is, it'd be good to let me know because I'll try and stick to it. 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Man, that one felt good. So if I can get back up here, then that's when we will know whether those blocks respawn. And if they respawn, man, we are going to be in trouble. feel like I should be a better YouTuber and talk more, but this just takes a lot of work to think it through. And maybe once I get better at it, it won't be a big deal. Yeah, see, it's funny, by the time I actually drop, the bomb, I'm usually like up in the air. And the tricky part is that like sometimes you don't realize that like the button press you hit like maybe 1 or 2 shots back is the one that caused you to actually mess up, and so it's like tweaking that is really tricky. Hopefully you guys are able to at least hear the music, because I don't get to hear anything. This pop mic, because it goes in the headphone jack, it makes it difficult. Because it essentially makes the computer think that you have a headphone jack in, and that is not what is actually happening. I don't know how I managed to get that other one earlier, but whew. Yeah, so one of the key things, if you watch, I wish I could like point with my finger, but I guess I can move the mouse. If you watch this bomb here, when it starts flashing quickly, it's going to go ahead, and that's when we want to lay the next bomb. Or like really close to that. So there's just a very short period of time. You almost have to kind of feel it, if that sounds right. Get the feel for it, right? I'm just going to try and focus more on just like paying attention to what I'm doing here and kind of trying to just think through it. But yeah, if we end up in a situation where that upper... I'm actually going to check. I did ask on Discord about it, but boy, I don't know. Somebody said they respawn, so y'all, this is gonna be rough. So if y'all get interested in it, there is a Speedruns Live Discord channel, but I don't know if it's specific to Super Metroid. It seems like it is, just because it's like tons of Super Metroid people, but it's Speedrun Arena, I think is what it's called. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot, so yay. Alright, well, let's just keep doing this. I think this is really going to be our thing that we got to get figured out. I think one thing that would be really handy is being able to figure out like how to stay like what we were trying to do before. It's like get up here and then just stay. Yeah, see, I don't really do a good job of staying up there. I'm trying to think if there's a good place that I can like test this out. Can maybe do it down in like a different area. Yeah, let's go to our like second slot. No, let's do third slot. There we go. Let's just practice down here. Oh, I don't want. Oh, I don't have my morph ball. That's such a hassle. Okay, let's just do it. And then we'll see if we can do it from there. Oh, yeah, lovely. Oh, yeah. Of course we'll die for that. I don't understand how people get through here without actually getting hurt through there, because I just do not have good luck with it. I can do this, kind of. I like to do this with the full jump. I think that's actually like kind of cool. I can do it once in a while, apparently. Not always. Okay, well, the intent here is to do this, but yeah, it's super weird. Well, be good if we could do this without getting hurt, just because getting out is not obviously the trivial situation to be in. Alright. Oh, I don't have bomb jumps. What am I thinking here? Okay, let's move forward a spot, because then we gotta get our bomb jumps. So we're gonna go after this one. Okay, here we go. I think it's a good spot. So the idea is get up to the top and then see if we can do anything interesting, like stay to the top. So that'll be kind of challenge number one. Oh, okay, so that worked out. Once we kind of got up there, now it's just a matter of like... I was able to do that. That was kind of wild. I think it just ended up being that I ended up hitting that top roof just at the right time. and that's a huge help. So if we can do that up a super high climb, then we just gotta do it consistently, right? If I can get to it where I can do it consistently here, like anytime I want to bomb jump up, I'm good. That'll help me massively in just any kind of normal run-throughs of this thing. See, something happens, so you gotta get things out here, right? Ugh. My buddy's trying to make some YouTube videos and he's concerned that he might not be as exciting as he hopes to be. Well, if it helps any, I'm probably not very exciting either. I mean, all I'm doing is just moving some pixels around a screen. How exciting can that be? Especially when you do it so badly. I've also discovered I have to be pretty quiet because I've got a daughter who has been not appreciating my loudness of playing. When I've been in the room next to her, I'm in a completely different room now, so it's not a huge deal, but you can get like the first couple of a bomb jump, not like every time, but I would say every couple of times. Oh man. So I think there's a couple of different variants of the bomb jump. Well, I mean, there's the horizontal one, which whatever. But there's, I don't remember what they're all referred to, but it's good to know. That was not bad. It's definitely a muscle memory thing, right? And that's partly why I was wanting to do the metronome, is just to get the hang of the muscle memory. What's interesting though is if you keep an eye on Samus, so like, I don't know if I can do it, but like, so right there, if we drop that bomb, we still go up, which is super interesting that it doesn't have to be in the middle. So there's kind of this whole wide range of like, that's too far. Yeah, you can do it from, I think it just has to be that it's touching you, but I'm not 100% sure the exact. Exact amount, but that definitely gives you some wiggle room for your bomb jumps. Not that I can take advantage of that yet. It seems like depending on how high, at what angle you hit this thing. There we go. Now we got it. Oh, we got it for a little bit. I think that would have been enough to get us up through that crumble block wall. So let's just move back to that and let's just keep hammering it. So I can't say that this is something that I've been able to practice good, but it's something we can do. So. Give it just a moment here. Ugh. You get the handful of them in and you get really excited and think that you're doing all right, and then it's just like right there. Ugh. See, sometimes you get it a little bit too close together and it's just not right. I bet you if we go back and look at this, it'll be these interesting little, gaps of time there. Oh man, that was a good one. I mean, if we look at the jump count or whatever it is, I think that'll give us some good information. So we've managed to do 28 minutes of this. This is just madness. I thought I actually practiced a lot more last night, but I looked at it and I think we played for about 7 minutes, then we went and fiddled around with a bunch of other stuff, and then we came back. And I didn't count the amount of time we did that, but it was not nearly as much time as it would have been good. Oh man. Just kind of seeing and recognizing those deltas. Yeah, so I think there's kind of this idea that like you gotta wait till a certain point in the trajectory is coming back down and then you'll be good, but it's still really hard to do. And every time I think I've just about got it, nope. I will say though that if we can manage to get ourselves up there and I cannot, totally mess it up, depending on the timing of this, we might be able to actually have some fun here. Get through this next segment. Yeah, the last thing I checked was it looked like Fantoon is the next one coming up, which is definitely not trivial. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Yeah, I would like to get some idea on like where my timing is off, because yeah, it just, you start it and it's like, oh cool, this looks good, but then like you don't technically know until it's kind of too late, right? So Whew, this is definitely starting to hurt my arm. I put in a new garage door seal today, so my arms, my shoulders in general are already starting to hurt, and I'm worried that it might impact my usage of my hands for this, just because it's all kind of connected. So let's see here. I play this a lot, but let's see. I actually saw something post about like if you could bring 5 video games to bring with you on an island for the rest of your life, kind of thing. What would they be? And that's a complicated one, but I think I have some ideas, anyways. Right? I don't know if we can count ROM hacks as separate from the original or how that works. But let's say, so Super Metroid and the obviously the associated system is probably number maybe 1 right now, just because I'm particularly excited about playing this. But I would also say probably like 007 and Perfect Dark are pretty awesome ones in my boat. So that might be 2 more. I'm trying to think of what other ones I've played like pretty extensively. Oh, Forza is also definitely like a huge one, just because it's, I don't know, it's like a lot of fun to get race cars and stuff. What else is there? So that's, well, if we count Perfect Dark and well, so not if we count, sorry. So Perfect Dark, 007, that's 2. Super Metroid, that's 3. Forza's 4. I'm trying to think of what like the next best one is. I gotta think of what games. Oh, you know what? Super Mario World's probably one of my other ones. I really do like kind of that game in general. I don't play it as much here, and I'm actually kind of thinking maybe at some point that'll be something I'll play around with a little bit more. Just going through the whole game, hitting everything, and then maybe actually experimenting with speedrunning it with it someday. I don't know. I haven't tried Castlevania really. I've seen it a few times. I've maybe played it when I was younger, but I definitely haven't played it since I've been an adult. That might be a fun one to, I don't know, give a shot. But yeah, so I think I've got my 5 there. So if you're listening in, what are your 5? It's 30 minutes in, so I mean, honestly, I'm not expecting much here. But if you're there and listening, what are the 5 games you would bring with you on a desert island or whatever you want to call it? I mean, assuming that you could have any game system that you want. Now, technically, there's a SD to NES thing, which would be kind of hilarious to say that, because then you could play any SNES game. It's a really weird series of words to put together, but we're just having some fun here. It'd be nice if we could get up one more time all the way to the top. Maybe just see, what are the chances? I don't know if I can do it with my other hand. That would have been hilarious if I could have done it with my left hand. I was just trying to shoot with my left hand, just because my kind of my right arm is getting a little bit uncomfortable. But again, that's probably from the work that I got to do, and then I also need to run Cat 5 cable pretty soon here. Probably this weekend, maybe even tomorrow. Occasionally have Wi-Fi issues all the way back in the bedroom that I use for stuff, so it might be kind of nice to just have a hardwired connection. We've actually managed to do quite a bit of practice tonight. Kind of surprised. It's always the guessing game of, did you place the one a couple moves back just right? I do still want to see if there's some way I can put together some sort of like a indicator or something of timing. Oh, we got pretty high that time. Holy buckets. And I was still kind of like, my brain went into the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I think part of that is because you have your base bomb, you go up, you drop a bomb, and then as you're coming down, you have to drop another bomb right as you're getting. I think you get hit. I don't really remember now, but either way, it feels like there's this like 3-stage process, and so that's partly why it feels that way. If anybody is listening and they have any opinions about Keystone Jacks, I'm definitely all ears. I had some from when I bought, like probably 10 years ago. I was going to do this at our old house, and I never did. One of the problems was is I just had issues getting the, what do you call it? Oh, we almost could get up there. Getting down into the walls. For some reason, this house, well, we already have stuff ran in a few spots, and so all I'm doing is just taking advantage of like what's already there, and then I'm just placing them in. I'm hooking them up to like one of those fishing wires, whatever you call it, and then pulling it out, and then running stuff through, and then that way I'm able to run a couple of lines pretty easy. I was going to try and play some Super Metroid tonight, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I'm sorry, not Super Metroid, Metroid Prime. I'm just, I'm getting a little bit tired and my arm's hurting a little bit. It's really not too bad time-wise. I mean, I've been staying up about this late most nights, but got a couple times where we've been able to get up a little bit higher. I like to be able to reliably get to like where I can maybe get like at least 4 or 5 bomb jumps in a row. Be kind of sweet. Yeah. Probably not a good sign if I'm yawning already. Not only am I boring myself to sleep, you guys are boring me to sleep. Or no, wait. I'm boring you guys to sleep, that's it. You guys are definitely not boring me to sleep, but then again, I guess you're not talking, so there is that, I suppose. Oh man, gotta like move my hand around a little bit. 40 minutes of literally just trying to tap at the right frequency. Not the most ideal 40 minutes of my life, but hey, you know what? It's all for the game, right? They say, I think there's like a quote of that you should try and do something for 10,000 hours, I think, to be considered an expert at it or something to that effect. So I don't imagine that I'm going to be able to get to 10,000 very easily, but you know, that's 5,000 days if I do half an hour every day. And I would say a large chunk of it at this point is actually kind of the intentional. That was the other kind of key thing, right? Is intentional practice. So here I'm intentionally trying to practice this bomb jump in the hopes that I can get better at it. And I mean, I do go back through segments and try to practice them as you've seen, because I want to be able to get through them without having to die. And yeah, that's hope is that I can get good enough at this bomb jump that that we can do it reliably, and then in the future, it's just a go, you know? See, when I missed the one on the bottom, that means that I didn't do it low enough, I think. I'm trying to think of how that works. So like, I'm gonna use my mouse here. So like if I drop a bomb here and I go up here and I drop a bomb and then I fall down here, how does that work? Yeah, I fall down here and hit this one, then it jumps me up to this one. Right as this one's about to go, I need to hit fire and then it'll go up. We'll do the next one, but the problem is that if I don't do this one fast enough, or at the right time, I should say, that we're going to hit up to here, and then we're going to slide right through this when we come down. So it's, basically we're hitting X. We have to wait a few moments, hit X to go up, or when we go up, that'll drop this bomb. We'll be in the air. We'll come down and hit this one, and when we're in the air, we need to hit X. So it's like right here. We come down. We get to this one. This one's going to jump us up. We need to hit X again right away. We go up and then we slide back down through, which means that we hit the X a little bit too soon in this section. So it's really that overlapping business of, right when you got to hit that. So that seems to be the case, but I don't know what I'm doing really. Clearly. I also tried to find the original Super Metroid. My brother-in-law has one that I played a ton on growing up, but I think I'm going to go buy one off of, well, I asked for it for my birthday, but, you know. Yeah, I looked on eBay and they're like $88 for a cartridge, which is kind of crazy. But I'd like to get. This is for the original Super Metroid, but I'd kind of like to really get get that just because I think it'd be really fun to actually beat it on the actual Super Nintendo. I've got. I mean, I've beaten it before, but as far as like kind of using the new speedrunning techniques, if you will, where you can kind of do some of the early stuff. I'm not amazing at it, but I can do some of that stuff, and so it'd be kind of fun to just be like, hey, I did this on the real system. I've thought about getting it before, kind of over the years, and just never really quite did it, and I'm regretting that I never did that. So I'm gonna try and make it right. Oh, we were so close, everybody. I might try for the next 15 minutes and call it after an hour. We'll see. It's getting that initial one that can be kind of tricky, but once you get it, then it's not like horrible sometimes. Sometimes it just feels like it's just right. Sometimes it does not. And I'm like, my legs are all cramped. I don't want to say cramped up, but like tense from this because I'm like, oh man, I gotta get this. So I think the one I'm doing is like the triple bomb jump, but there's another one where you're essentially just, I don't even know how to describe it. You're essentially, as you're going up, you drop another one like right away, just a little bit higher than where you were at, and then when you come back down, you'll hit it, and then you'll go back up, and right as you're coming back up, you'll do another one. And I think that's that approach, but I'm just not good at that one either. I don't know which one's the better one to do, to be honest, in terms of ease. Let me see if I can move my arm into a different position. Maybe that'll work. Is this something that anybody who's actually still watching, is this something you're enjoying watching? Is there anything you'd like to see doing differently, just for fun? Not necessarily going to be able to do it, but maybe. I definitely don't include my picture or anything like that. That's something I could maybe think about doing in the future. But I also look like a crazy homeless person because I haven't cut my hair. In December, it'll have been a year, so I'm at 10 months right now, roughly. Right? Can we do math? There's 12 months in a year, 2 months away from December. Probably not 2 months away. It's probably more like I'm about a month, maybe a couple of weeks, or a month and a week. So I guess it's really, what is that like? Just a hair over 11 months, which is crazy. So I actually kind of cut my hair, or tried to go a little bit longer with my hair last year, kind of around this time. I think it was last year I'd started in like the April or something like that, and I went all the way through to December, but we kind of had a problem where I really wanted to keep doing it, but I had to get my license renewed. I didn't really want to look like a crazy homeless person for, I think it's 8 years is how long I can register for my license for here. So yeah, no thank you. Oh, so close, so close. I'm honestly trying to remember. We had to bomb jump elsewhere. Where did we have to bomb jump? Does anybody remember? I don't remember where we had to bomb jump. We had to bomb jump to get through something, and I'm like, oh, this is insanity. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And then we somehow did it. Oh, it was getting into Kraid's lair. Boy, it was like a random one time where it was like, oh, hey, let me just give this a shot. And then, what? It worked. How did that happen? I want to do that again soon so that I can get into Kraid and then actually try and beat Kraid without a save, because that's like definitely a big one that I want to do. I can do Crocomire, which is obviously not like a big boss, but I don't think Kraid was like particularly hard. That's why I think it's doable. It's just, you just got to pay attention to all the stuff coming around you, and that's about the majority of it. If you're listening and you want to make any cool median images, like my banner and my user profile, contact me and I can help you out with that. I think I actually set up a Fiverr profile with something like that, but I actually have a whole channel where I do that, but I just keep doing it over and over on the same picture, and so you kind of get this cool like morphing thing that goes on. So yeah, I can do that. So let me know. Alright, we are at 51 minutes. Can we do it? points per either. On one hand, I'm really sad that this whole pandemic thing started, but on the other hand, I honestly probably I might have never even known about this game, let alone tried playing it, had there not been a pandemic. So only on that front am I glad that there's a pandemic, as bad as that sounds. But it's just something I'd never thought about doing, and then I started getting into looking at speedrunning Super Metroid a little bit, and I thought, oh, that's kind of fun. I'm definitely not great at it. I think my best time is an hour and 20 minutes or something like that, but it was kind of exciting the first time that I beat it without actually dying, which was kind of cool. So yeah, I'd have to play this thing if I'm playing for 30 minutes a day, I have to play for 5,000 days before I could be considered a quote-unquote expert. That's also assuming that there's intentional practice for that time, which I guess one could argue that I'm probably not doing intentional practice for the entire 30 minutes every single day. So here's another fun idea. I'll probably maybe talk about this tomorrow, but I always thought it'd be fun to well, I shouldn't say I always thought it'd be fun. I just kind of came up with this recently that it'd be kind of funny to do a kind of a speed runs, but for real life stuff. So I've got car X. Let's see how fast I can do an oil change, or how fast can I tear the dash out, take put a new head unit in or something like that for the car, or I don't know what other stuff, but just other funny things what are comparing how I would do or how other people I know would do to me or things like that. It just seems like it'd be kind of funny. What do you think? You guys got any ideas? I just pretend that there's actually people listening. Maybe someday there will be. Who knows? On the, I guess, slightly less interesting side, if I can manage to keep this pace going by the time next year comes around, oh man, my legs hurt. Ooh, I'm in the wrong spot here. I will have uploaded 180 hours of video for YouTube, which is kind of hilarious. I wonder if YouTube has you've uploaded this many hours play button you get. Be kind of hilarious. Oh man, this is getting to be rough. I'm almost falling asleep, to be honest. I mean, when the only thing you're moving is a thumb, and you're barely even doing that, it's kind of hilarious. My hope is that each night that we come back to this, I'll get a little bit better. Something I mean, we've talked about this before, is the horizontal bomb jumps would be really cool to learn how to do. I haven't done those yet. really hoped that we would make it one more time to the top. We did it pretty early on in the evening, I'm pretty sure. And then we just spent the next hour not doing it. But we did do kind of the ceiling thing, which was something that I've been wanting to do. But yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to have to call it a night. We'll talk to you guys later, and like, subscribe, and enjoy.